Good afternoon and welcome back, everybody. My name is V, and this is V Trading, where today we are trading Bitcoin live for the London Open. So I had some interesting movement, so I thought I'd come in a little bit early to kind of show what is actually going on right here. Because if this does continue up from here, this is actually a really good example of how the Asia box setup works with our trend line being support or resistance. So for you guys who haven't seen my setup, so I'm currently in Australia in Brisbane, and so I have it set up for plus 10, but for everyone else, I'm going to convert it to GMT just so you can kind of see those timings. So you want to start your Asia session at 1 a.m. GMT, and then it goes till 1 p.m. GMT, and that is going to be your Asia range box. And here we go. I've also got my London Open box, which is here, starting at 7 a.m. London time, and then going till 10 a.m. London time. So that's the London Open. So what we're actually looking at here is when we have a trending day. So we've got a very strong trending day. Well, it's not super strong, but let's go have a look. So yeah, so it's like 1.3%. Nice straight up. We've come down onto our supports. So we have a confluence of supports here. The purple line, I'm on the 15-minute time frame right now. The purple line is the 15-minute on the is the 50 on the 15. I've also got the yellow line, which is VWAP, and then I have my Asia range trend support line in green. So what we're doing here is we're actually got a confluence of all three. So this would be a really good area for a bounce. And then on top of that, we've also got the fib retracement, the 382. So all of these together, this is actually a really good area to see a bounce. And so if we see a bounce here, this is going to be an entry for me. I'm actually already long from this morning on one of my accounts because this was a very strong bounce. I'm expecting a bounce to come up to about 85, 86 up here. And I actually just heard another funny reason. I was watching Crypto Banter, and apparently there's some guy with a massive short that's going to get liquidated at like 56 at 86,000. So which is probably what this big spike was yesterday. So if you see there's this random big spike up to like this like 55, 56 area, and apparently it is a bunch of people just trolling this guy who opened like a massive short. And so this is just them fucking with him, which I think is pretty funny. So oops, didn't do that. So for all the confluences, I am looking for a bounce. I have not got the confirmation now. The timing's not quite right. So in general, I would like it to be a little bit closer to the 5 p.m. time. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to watch this area, and I'm going to look to see if we either get this bounce up, which would be a long signal. If we do look like we're going to roll over here, I'm probably going to take some profits. I've taken a little bit of profit. I've taken like 25%. But if this looks like this is going to roll through over here, and I'm not getting any market maker candles. So the only one I had was like this little green guy, and you really want to see these green candles push through the 50 of wherever they are. That's going to be your strong signal. I might stay down here now so you can kind of see it better. But again, the timing's not quite right. So we may kind of consolidate around here, maybe drop down and then push up, or we're going to maybe do a fake up down. So what I am looking for is those market maker candles again. So I'm actually just going to log into my Clio. So I'm doing a Clio challenge with HiroTrader. And I'm making sure that I'm going to be actually recording all of my trades. So I wasn't able to record much last week. So I've only officially done one day, and I made $242.57 of my $250 goal. So I was pretty much bang on my $250 goal for that day. So my goal is to do it slow and steady. And so I'm going to try and do 10 days of at least $250. And trying not to get too crazy with anything, because the way the challenges work is that if you make all your profit in one day, it doesn't matter. You still have to trade a certain amount every day for 10 days to pass and then get to level 2, which then you have to do 5 more days, and then you pass and go to level 3. So we're trying to be just conservative, not getting too crazy, not using too big a position size. Just goal is to get that $250 a day. And right now, we are looking like we're rolling over. So if we don't continue to bounce here off this 382, I might take some more profit. Any of these areas down here could also be bounce areas. We could also see us come down here, do a sweep of the Asia low and then bounce. Because in general, the consensus from what I'm seeing from a lot of people is that there's not a lot of liquidity down here. So what we might see is a push further up before we roll over. And seeing this is so chaotic, this may have been our false move beginning. So with the market maker method, what we do is we look for a false move. So if this is the manipulation move by those guys trying to liquidate that guy, this could be the false move down. So we're just going to have to keep an eye. We don't know which one's which. Nothing's been confirmed yet. This does concern me here. Part of the market maker method that I use in conjunction with the Trader's Reality rules, he calls it the hybrid method, is we use a psychological level. So psychological high here and psychological low are the times, the range built by the market makers on the weekend between 9 p.m. That would be 9 p.m. Saturday in London. And then basically, where's the high and the low? I can't remember. Is it? Maybe it's like 7, something like this. Or maybe it's here. I can't remember the finish. Please go check out Trader's Reality for actually how they set this up. But if you get the Trader's Reality indicator, which is what this indicator is, it will automatically do it for you. If you follow Annie's rules for her market maker method, Annie from Trade Travel Chill, was someone I also highly recommend you guys want to check out if you want to learn more about this method. She calls it the weekend boardroom. So it's usually this like sideways area, and then we'll get a break. And we've actually got a break on both sides. We've got a fake out up and a fake out down. So we don't actually know which one it's going to be because nothing has been confirmed as of yet. So similar sort of thing. So he uses the psychological levels, and then Annie uses her weekend boardroom, which is basically going to be the same kind of area here. So this is Saturday. So she'll probably do it from like here to here, where his is like a little bit more narrow, but they're very similar. They usually end up quite similar because in general, it's the market makers holding the range over the weekend just to mess with people. And then like at the end, usually on a Sunday or early on Monday, we'll get the fake out move, which we call the false move week beginning. And so usually it goes one way and then we'll go the other. So we are getting, yeah. Where's my entry? So my entry is at 82,630. Let's put that on. No, not a mix. Okay, I'm gonna change my chart to Bybit. So I'm gonna put my long position 82,630. Okay, just down here. 82. Oh, let me go down. Yeah, 82. Yeah, around here. So it's pretty much right on Asia Open. Let's have a look. My stop loss is actually at break even, so we'll see how we go. Yeah. So this was actually a nice area to bounce. So this is on the larger time frame. If you have a look, this was the bounce we got on Friday, and we had the push up, weekend boardroom, psychological levels, fake out, and then we actually had this bounce, and it was a bounce, strong bounce, market maker candle straight off of the golden pocket for this longer move. So that was a nice move up. So I'm basically just over the daily open. Let's go look. This one. So again, what I'm looking for here, I'd like a bounce off this 0.5 fib area. I don't like this. When it consolidates and then falls, that's usually a fake out. But this did happen the other day. It did a fake out down and then bounced straight back up. So if we go on like the larger time frames, what we could be seeing here is a rejection candle. So we'll get this and we'll get a big tail, and then we'll keep coming up. Because of right now, there's not really any market maker manipulation showing up on the bigger time frames. Like you can see this big manipulated move, this big massive manipulated candle. Not much going on yet. Like it's a little bit here. Like there's just generally not a lot of market maker. This is just floating up. Just it's not really being pushed. You can see it a little bit more. Push, push, push. But you're not getting it in the areas that you usually, I would like to see it like push through here. That's one there actually. So if you see a market maker candle break through the 50, that's usually a pretty strong signal. Yeah. Let's have a look how we go. We're quite oversold on my indicators. So on my 4 time frame, we're oversold on the 1, we're oversold on the 5, we're oversold on the 15, and we're about halfway up on the 1 hour. So in general, you could see a bounce from this area because everything's quite oversold, and we have more room to the upside. So that's why in general I'm looking for areas of bounces. But usually this is like not looking good. I'd like to see a bounce here. Mm-hmm. Got where is it? 1 minute till the 4:30 candle. So in general, candles will form, and then we've got a market maker candle. So what we could be seeing here is a railroad formation, where we will then get the reversal with a green going the opposite way. Because if you have a look up here, this is the formation of the Angel Range. We did get a market maker reversal up here. So that's the green-pink formation. And now we're getting that candle finding a bit of support at the 50% retracement, the fib retracement. This was quite a strong move. In general, you do like to see the retracement before the continuation. So giving the timing, the position, and everything, a retracement here is quite healthy. To be really strong, I would have liked to have seen it bounce from here. But if we do get that reversal now, so it's just gone 4:30. If this does turn into a bounce, this would be a long signal for me. Let's see if we get a bounce. So that's the 1 minute candle. So I'm actually going to come here. So we're in my Clio now. And as you can see, 25,242. I'm going to buy. Oh, wait, I have a little bit of reversal here. Let's have a look. Yeah, we might be doing an Asia low sweep. There is a little bit of liquidity down here. There's a candle here. So we might be going for the Asia low sweep. Go back to this one. So if you have here, we're right almost at Asia low. And like I said, there's a little bit of liquidity just here in this candle. So maybe we'll tap that out. And again, we do have the fib here as well. Again, see how these candles are forming now? These are market maker candles. So this is a market maker push. They are pushing this into a certain area for a certain reason. Also have the daily open right here. Okay. So this area here is 618.65, the golden pocket. So generally you kind of hit this area, and if we get a bounce, that is a very strong support. So that's why we're finding a bit of support here. On the 5 minute candle, let's have a look if this turned red. See, this still hasn't turned red yet. Usually I'd like to see a color, some color being formed. It's like 25 seconds till the 5 minute candle. Okay, and this is the new 5 minute candle. We've got a strong push. Okay. So this is going to be my stop loss. So here what we do is we can go down. I'm going to put my stop loss here. Change this to 25,000. So I got 25,000. So my stop loss is 65 by BTC. Oops, usually I have it on 100x just for my own, just for my own psychology. but it's still the same because I'm only using 25,000. Actually, okay, I'm just adjusting all my other positions. Okay, let's go to this guy. So we really want to see these market maker candles come in here. So I would like to see, let's go down to 1 minute. We really want to see some, so we did get it here. So we got that market maker candle here. We really want to start seeing these green candles come in, and then ideally green candle pushing through the 50. So we've got the confluences again, Asia low sweep. There's our Asia low. So this is our morning range. Took the fib, golden pocket. This is also, yeah, so that also is green vector candles. And there's our market maker candle. Okay. So you've got double confluence here of this area. Golden pocket, Asia sweep. Let's just see these continue up. Let's see if we've got, yeah, look at that. Perfect. So we're now back on the 15-minute chart. Market maker candle, manipulation candle. Got Asia range break straight into the fib. So if this continues, this is a very, very nice setup. And now it's green. So the evolution of the market maker candles. So I think that anyone who hasn't used market maker candles before, it basically shows the speed of the transactions, not the amount of transactions. So when you look at a candle, the candle range doesn't show you the volume of the amount of transactions, That's why you need an actual volume indicator. The indication of the colored candles is the speed of the transaction. So basically, when normal people are buying and selling, it doesn't happen extremely fast. It happens like at a normal speed. What these candles trigger, they trigger when the speed is so fast, it has to be an algorithmic trade, which means it's bot trading, it's market maker trading. It's them pushing through a large amount of transactions at high volume in order to push the price into a certain direction. And so when you see these candles at major places, that's when you know that they're being manipulated. The market makers are trying to push it to create certain like candles, if you want to do it this way, because everything is like pretty much preordained. Like they have a general idea of what they want to do and where they want to go. And they know that we learn candles and what candles mean. So if you get a big doji like this, like with a big tail, that's a reversal candle. And so if you're looking at the chart and all you see is that candle, you'll be like, oh, it's reversing. I'm going to go this way. But this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to manipulate you into doing this. So they want you to think that they're going to do something. And so they create the candles and the candle shapes in order to induce you to do certain things. Okay, let's go here. Let's have a look. So this is looking very nice. Excuse me. Okay. So a little update on our trade. So looking very nice. I might even just move this up, because we're looking like we're gonna push, which is perfect. Okay. So if we walk that down to the 1 minute, let's have a closer look at these candles. So we really like to see a market maker candle pushing through the 50. We'd like to see some strength here. You can really see how this is being pushed. And then the market maker candle stops and then it reverses. We are also almost at the end of the 15-minute candle. It's 4:44 my time, 6:45 a.m. in London. And so sometimes they'll hold the candle for the last few minutes until it holds the shape that they're looking for. So in general, for continuation, you do like to see a little tail formation. So could get this little push down before we push up. Go have a look at our 5 minute. How did our 5 minute look? Beautiful. Red, blue, railroads, straight into the golden pocket, Asia sweep. Beautiful. Yeah, here we go. Awesome. So in general, if you're not trading the Asia Open, which is like in this area here. So say from midnight in London till like maybe here is where you'll get your first move of the day. So for me, I was actually watching down here, right? So I got it at, okay, what was it? 82,630, which is going to be down around the open somewhere. The next part is that you'll sometimes see a move on this Asia close. So that's around 5 a.m. So this was the move here. If you were watching at that point, I wasn't watching at that point, you could have caught this move down. But then usually if you want to come in from like 6 a.m., you'll see a move between this kind of area right here. Okay. Might get a little W bottom down here to push up. So maybe we'll get a little W. Higher low would be nice. If we stayed up here, it'd be nice. If I'm looking around, I have a few. I have a 4-computer setup, a 4-monitor setup, and I'm trading 3 accounts. So I have a Bybit account with HiroTrader, I have a Clio account with HiroTrader, and then I have my personal account, which is an MAXC account. So I'm currently trading on 3 different monitors. For anyone who wants to see the setup, I'll have to take a picture and post it on Twitter. But I've got 3 monitors, and then I've got a laptop. And so right now I have Bitcoin on my main screen. So I always have my main screen with Bitcoin because I do all my analysis on Bitcoin. And then I've got my Clio on the side, and I've got my MAXC, and then I've got my Bybit here. So all my accounts are open, trading straight off of Bitcoin and Bitcoin movements. So I pretty much never do analysis on the actual secondary tokens that I trade. I just trade the movement of Bitcoin, and then something like right now it's just WIF. I've been trading WIF. It's been trading sometimes a little bit differently, but most of the time quite similarly. But it just moves twice as fast. So you're getting the same analysis, but you're getting twice as much movement. So you're making twice as much money, basically. But for my main HiroTrader accounts, I'll trade mostly just Bitcoin because it's definitely the analysis is more accurate. And it's less risky because it doesn't move as fast. But when you're trading with other people's money, you want to be more conservative. So that's why I trade shitcoins on my personal account. Because if I lose money, it's my money. But in general, if you want to be more conservative and like you want to pass your challenges, I stick to Bitcoin. And again, I usually generally use 100x leverage. So I use a smaller position size with a higher leverage for the dual fact that when you hit level 3 and you're actually level 3 and funded, one of the criteria is that you're not allowed to use more than 25% of your account. And so I find if I use 100x leverage, because the amount I'm using is so small all the time, I'm never ever going to be at risk of hitting that 25% rule and therefore losing my account for that rule in particular. They've also changed the rules recently. They used to have a stop loss rule that if you didn't have a stop loss before you traded, it was an automatic fail if you were trading high leverage. But now there's a warning, which is great because I've actually failed a couple of accounts for not putting the stop loss on correctly or failing to put it on. And so now that's actually really, really cool, is that if you forget to put a stop loss or it's put through incorrectly, you'll get a warning email and they'll give you time to fix it before it actually fails your account. So that's actually really cool. So that's another thing when you're going from passing your challenges to funded, The other rule that you need to take into consideration is that, including your leverage positions, like total leverage, you cannot use more than 200% of your original challenge amount. So say I've got my $100,000 account, my total amount of position size cannot be more than 200,000. So right now I've got 150K position size because I've already closed out 25. So I did, and I always, my trick is that I always do lots of 49,000. So when I'm sizing into my position, I'll do 49,000, and then if it's good, I'll keep going 49, 49. If you do that 4 times, you're never going to go over the 200,000, because even if it's 200,000 and 1 cent, it's a fail. So you need to take these sort of things into consideration when you're using your sizing on the funded account, because those 2 rules are different than from the challenges. So again, you can't use more than 25% of your challenge amount, and you can't use more than 200% leverage positions total with all your positions put together. Okay. So let's go back to TradingView. Okay, great. So to make this a really strong move, I would love to see this turn blue or green. We do have 8 more minutes. So there's our green candle. When it doesn't go through completely, I'm always a little bit about it, because this could come straight back down and be a red candle. So we could, again, still see this be a W formation and have the W down here and come back up. But for it to be a really strong move, like a fake out move, I would love this to be a V and to just go like this. Maybe something like this. And maybe come back down and retest and keep going. Down to 5 minutes. Yeah. So we got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. And again, ideally, like either here or on the 15, if we get this to turn. Either way, this is still, if this closes positive in 7 minutes, this is a pretty strong reversal candle formation. Let's go back down to the 5. It is quite normal to find resistance at the moving averages, of course. So we do have a combination of, we're hitting 3 things right now. So the yellow is VWAP, so we've gone through VWAP. The blue is the 200, so the 200 moving average, and then this one is the 50 moving average. We also have the 800 just above as well. So we're hitting through lots of areas of resistance, which is why to add confluence to our moves, we really do like to see those market maker candles pushing on those areas. Good. So down on the 1 minute here, VWAP, 200, and the 800. So this is an area that we could be finding some resistance. If we come down here and find some support on the 50, that would be nice. Let's have a look at my other indicators. So this is my SMI, so it's stochastic, moderated stochastic. ADX, we've got ADX positive and it's over 20. We really like this to be pointing up, but anything over here is a strong move, going up still, pointing down, not great, but still not terrible. And then we've got here, this is my modified MACD. It's still above 0. We have gone through the signal line, so a lot of times it will bounce off of that, or it will bounce off of the 0 line. So if we get a bounce here, this turns back up. We've still got lots of volatility. This is a BBWP, so a Bollinger Band Width Percentile indicator, which shows volatility. And so we've got very high volatility right now. Even though this is the SMI, the stochastic, even though it's overbought, if you get a bounce with volume and then the ADX turning up in the overbought, it's actually a strong signal of continuation. So just because you are overbought or oversold does not mean that it's an instant reversal. You need to have the confluence of the other indicators to kind of show that. So here we go. This ADX is slightly moving up, and then yeah, as long as we're above the 0, it's still looking pretty good. And we're bouncing off the 13. So the yellow line, this is the all of these indicators are part of the Traders Reality main indicator. So again, highly recommend, go follow Tino. He's amazing. He's how I first learned about the market maker method. He has so many videos like on how everything works, how all of the indicator works, how his method works. Highly recommend, go check out Traders Reality. But the indicators here, so the yellow indicator is the 5, so 5 moving average, 13 moving average is the orange, and then you've got the purple, blue, which is 50, 200, 800. The VWAP I add myself, it's literally just VWAP, so volume, what is it? Volume width average percent, I think. VWAP. So in general, underneath these lines, in particular the 200, which is the blue line, and the VWAP, underneath those two lines is usually a downtrend. Above those lines is an uptrend. And because they're all like consolidating right here, we're having a lot of trouble moving through that, but it is also the timing. So we're about to have a new hourly candle, and so you do find that it will stall until that time has passed, and then you'll get a move after that time, because they're forming the candles to induce traders to do something. So let's have a look at our 1 hour candle. Let's see. Okay. So anyone who looks at candles, this is a massively bullish candle. It's not colored yet. It didn't actually trigger enough to turn colored. But anybody who looks at that candle, that's going to be a bullish candle. So it's obviously going to try and induce people to go long if you see a candle shake like that, especially since the tail banged straight into the golden pocket and bounced. So they're obviously trying to induce people to go long. Whether that means that they're about to reverse it back down because now everyone thinks it's going to continue up. This is what we need to do, and this is why we need to follow with what they're doing. I'm going to get rid of this because it's just making a mess now. Okay. Let's go back down to 15 minutes. But yeah, so this 3 candle formation in general is a bullish reversal. Now let's go down. we really want to see a push here. Okay. Again, the green line is my uptrend Asia line. So if we don't get a bounce here, what we've got here is a fake out down, and then we should see a continuation up. A lot of times you'll see it will continue up here, and then at New York it will fall. It'll fail. So watching this trend and seeing it continue this trend is actually a strong move up, but not always a continuation. A lot of times you do see a failure over here. Okay. Let's check in on my position. Okay. Go. So moving my stop loss to break even. It's actually one of the really cool things about if you're a visual trader, or if you use a lot of percentages, risk reward ratios, like there's a lot of functionality in here that you can do to control your position sizes. So there's like little calculators, like shortcuts, doing a checklist. Yeah, there's just lots of really cool little bits and pieces of things to like play around with. That's a little bit different, which is very cool. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so there we go. So there's the green candle. And if we go up here, I wouldn't be surprised if this turns green now. This is another resistance level. So this is I'm on the 5-minute chart. That's the 800. And it is the 200 on the 15-minute. So it's just another area of resistance that we'll need to work through. And we've also got this is the Asia trend. Because again, if we get up here, this could just be a rejection and we roll over. That's why we want to see those market maker candles come up. And we want to see them push through here. So we got it on the 1 minute. See, this could be a rejection, but we don't have the red down. It's my cat's dinner time, so he's angry. He has very bad timing. Let's have a look at our higher time frame. Okay, so this is the 15-minute. We have volatility turning over, so could just be slowing down. We could be coming into a small period of consolidation. We're about to have the signal line cross here and cross the zero. So if we get a strong move through this, and we've got our SMI coming up, this is actually very bullish. So if we get anytime you get ADX cross, so this will be a cross up above 20, we've got SMI turning up, and we have a W formation crossing signal line and the zero. These are all super bullish. All together at the same time is all very bullish. So if this is a green candle, yeah, I think we're going up to like 86 at least. We've just got to get through all of these resistance levels. Again, 50, VWAP, 200, 800. Once we clear the 800, there's nothing there. There's like, there's a psychological high. Again, Psi low also here. But if we can clear Asia high, which was 83,840. So if we can clear 84,000, which is up here, there's not really anything up here. There's a little bit of, let's have a look on the picture. So yeah, so our next area of interest is all of this. So again, this is the Traders Reality Indicator, and these are red vector candles that have not been recovered by all this previous movement. So this would be our next area of interest up here. Let me put it on. So usually when you're doing areas of support and resistance, like people might put it up a bit further. But the way the market maker method works is we use the vector candles, which is where the market makers started to push and where they usually come back to. So I'm going to do is I'm now on the hour chart. I'm just going to take these areas and just create box. And so we know that this is on the 1 hour time frame, the area. So we're just going to break the previous high over here, and this is where we could be coming up to, which is, where are we down here? Almost 3%, so that's a really nice move if we can get that. Obviously, it might happen straight away, might take till New York to get there, may take till tomorrow. But right now, if you have a look on the 1 hourly, we have a W formation. So we didn't really get a strong W here. It's kind of a reverse W. But what we do have is bullish divergence. So on both of these, let's do one line. Trend line. We have a lower low, and then we have a higher low. So we have bullish divergence on our MACD indicator, and this one is also slightly higher. So on both our SMI and our MACD, we have bullish divergence. So this is another thing that you can be looking for if you're looking for confluences on moves. Let's do another 50 here. Yeah, that's what we've looked at. 5 minutes. So we are in the overbought area for SMI, but we are over the signal and over the zero, MACD. So maybe we get a slight pullback here, find some support, and then we push. We are green cross, but pointing down. But I think that we've just had that really strong push, so we might get a little bit of consolidation here before we make another push. We are coming down already. So our ADX is still quite high, still expanding. We're still above zero here. Yeah. I think we're just finding resistance with all of those. Okay, so we'll wait for the 5:15 candle or the 7:15 in GMT to see how that next candle forms. But yeah, that's a pretty textbook Asia range play. So that was good timing that I caught that. So yeah, if you're in Asia or if you're in Europe, highly recommend having a look into trading Asia range. It definitely gets you some really good moves. Sometimes like either Asia or London, like nothing happens and it's like the most boring day ever. Other times you get really nice moves like that and you're just in the right place at the right time. So learning how to trade the Asia range is something that I highly recommend if you are awake in these hours like we are in Australia. Because yeah, currently New York opens at 11:30 p.m. So actually I'll put that back. So I go back to, I'm in +10. So I'm in just outside of Brisbane in Australia. And so New York over here, that's 23:30. So yes, New York opens at 11:30 p.m. In Australia. So I used to try and trade it a lot, but it's so difficult to stay awake that late for me anyway anymore. So finding out this method, which I again first learned through Annie, Trade Travel Chill. So highly recommend. Go check out Annie. She has a video on trading the Asia range and London session. So I highly recommend having a look at that, seeing the way she does it slightly different to me. She uses different indicators. She draws it differently, but the timing and everything is based on the pattern that I learned from her. So I highly recommend go check that out. And if you aren't using the market maker method, again, Traders Reality and Trade Travel Chill. Both use this method. Both I've learned so much from them, and it's been really, really helpful for my trading to add in all these different kind of things like the vector candles and the psychological levels and things like that. So we've got 30 seconds till the 15-minute candle. And I'm looking at, I'm on a different exchange. So this is, again, if you watched this previously, I have a bunch of different exchanges on here. And so if I actually go, I wasn't MEXC there because that's what I was using there, but this is the 15-minute on Bybit. Got the blue candle. I just saw it on my other screen. So there's our market maker candle. It's not finishing as strongly as I would like, but it is a vector candle through the 50. But we just had some resistance there at the 200. So it's always good to like have a look at different exchanges because again, the market makers are slightly different in different exchanges. They do all follow each other most of the time, but then sometimes they have different different indicators for sure. But I think that because we just had a big move, we might find some consolidation here before we push again. A lot of times if you have this really big move in Asia, you'll find that London consolidates. It just literally does nothing and goes sideways. And then you will get a push. Come back here. So you'll get a move here. And if we don't, we'll just go sideways. We'll get a move on the London kind of entry, which is kind of like in the middle of the Asia session. Or you will get your move at the end here, which is the end of the London session and the start of the US session, the changeover. So if we do get this push up, a lot of times you see, like I said, you'll find it float up here, and then you'll get a reversal in New York. But yeah, we're finding a lot of resistance at this trend line. So I'm going to continue to watch it. And I might have to take profits if we don't find the support at this level. Look. So let's see. But again, it's completely normal to find retracements on moves as we're going up because it can only take so much steam. And right now we're just sitting right above the 50 and the VWAP. We're sitting right on top of these resistance levels now. So if we have, they were resistance, and now we're gonna maybe come down below and find them as support and get a push up. But even if you were just day trading and if you were doing scalping, that's almost a 1% move. If you're doing a 1% move at 100x, that's 100% like profit on whatever you do for that trade. So it's definitely possible to trade Bitcoin, but you really need to be trading at the correct times. So like I said, this Asia Open, London Open, Mid-London, New York Open, you're going to have the best chance of success trading Bitcoin because a lot of times during the day it does nothing. Like there was a nice little push there, but if you went in here, it's like 0.5%. It's a lot more difficult. You're going to get better moves and bigger moves if you're trading at the correct times. And we're looking here. This is our push. Okay, going back to my Clio trade. Currently at $136. So my plan with the Clio trades, again, is my goal is $250 a day. So I'm going to pretty much I'll probably take like, if I hit my profit target, I'll take like 80% to get me the 250, and I might just leave a runner. But that way I've made my goal, it's safe, and I've protected my stop loss now. So I'm at break even, which means even if it came all the way down, which I won't let it, if we don't hold this moving average. So yeah, so if we probably come back, let's have a look at our fib too. So we do have this area here, which is green vector, which is just above the 0.5, would be a nice place for a bounce retracement. If we come down below here, I would probably take most of my profit. Actually, I will just do, let me just do, just for an example, just kind of show everyone how you would close your position. So for me, I'm going to close, let's just do 20%. You can put in take profits and stop losses as you go, if that's how you trade. In general, I trade visually. So I am like 99% of the time watching my trade at all time. I don't usually leave open trades unless they're runners. Like I'll close my trade and then I'll have stop losses set and then leave runners. So for me, I'm just going to close 20% here just to show you. And it's literally that easy. I just hit 20%, partially close. Okay. And so now it's basically covered my fees. And I've still got $100 there. And hopefully we keep going and we'll get another bounce. So I've got $98 here, $250 now, I'm over $250. The other cool thing about Clio is that it shows you visually on the chart from everything from your stop losses. So I just had my stop loss here, and then I had my stop loss here, and now it's at break even. So now it's gone. And this is like my first take profit. And then it will show you on the chart visually where you've taken your profits and everything, which I think is really cool. And yeah, different. So yeah, looking like we're getting a bounce. I'd love it if it turns green. We can come up through here with some strength. I'm going to be very confident that we're going to continue up. actually. Cool. Awesome. Like I said, so London sometimes just consolidates, especially if it's just had a really big move. Basically, it needs to have a time to have all of the indicators to reset. So we'll leave it there for today. And yeah, if you have any other questions, of course, hit me up on Twitter, VTrading, or join my Telegram group, VTrading. And otherwise than that, we will see you next time. Ciao.